What's up guys? Welcome back sa ating channel. Again, this is your math teacher, Sir Gaor. And since halos lahat na ng klase ng factoring ay natapos na natin, na-discuss na natin, so punta naman tayo doon sa applications niya. So saan ba siya magagamit in real life? Okay? So today we will be having problem solving involving factors of polynomials. Ito yung problem solving na halos ayaw ng lahat sagutan no? Pero hindi naman talaga siya ganun kadali. Basta sometimes alam lang natin yung formula or alam lang natin yung dapat gawin. Okay? So again, gaya ng nakasanayan natin dito sa ating channel, so magkakaroon muna tayo ng drill. So I hope na alala nyo pa yung iba't ibang klase ng factoring ha, kasi yun ang ating drill for today. Okay? You are asked to factor the following polynomials completely. Okay? So galingan sa pagpa-factor. Good luck!
A few moments later.
Here are the correct answers for our drill. So I hope you got a score of 5. Pero kung hindi man po, ay paki-review maigi ang factoring kasi hindi lang sa word problem ito kailangan kung hindi sa susunod pang mga lessons natin. So here are some suggested steps in answering problem solving involving factors of polynomials or pwede rin namang kahit iba pang algebraic problems. Okay? So steps is to identify what is being asked. Know what are given. So, ito ay pang-elementary na lang. Okay? Assume using variables if needed. Okay, sometimes kasi binigay na mismo yung polynomial, sinabi na nun kung ano yung gagamiting variable, but sometimes hindi. So, ikaw na magbibigay kung anong variable ang gagamitin mo. Okay? Number 4, create the working equation. Based dun sa mga binigay mo kanina na polynomial dito, sa pag-assume mo, gagamitin mo yun para makagawa ka ng working equation. Or sometimes, you may use formula kung ano yung formula na kakailanganin para ma-solve mo yung problem. Okay, number 5, pag mayroon ka ng working equation, pwede mo na siyang isolve. Okay? So, solve mo na yung unknown. Pag na-solve mo na yung unknown, hindi pa yun matatapos doon. No? Hindi dahil nakapag-solve ka na ng value ng variable, tapos na. Hindi pa. You have to look back. So, balikan mo. Babalikan mo kung tama ba yung or masasagot mo na ba yung tinatanong. So, look back for what is being asked. Kung yun na ba talaga yung sagot o baka iba pa, pero malapit na siya, no? And also, you look back kung halimbawang may label ka ba, may tamang label ka ba doon sa inong, or may tamang unit ka ba para doon sa iyong answer. And then, last one, look back if your answer is reasonable. So, minsan kasi hindi naman reasonable pala yung answer natin, so halatang mali yung ating answer, no? Okay, halimbawa, paano yung nagiging reasonable? Halimbawa, ang tinatanong, age ng tao, tapos ang nasagot mong value sa variable, ang bibigay mong answer ay negative. So wala namang kasing negative na age, no? So therefore, hindi siya reasonable. So titignan din natin kung reasonable ba o hindi yung ating answer. Okay, so to understand more on how to answer problem solving involving factoring polynomials or factors of polynomials, let's go to our examples. And we are asked to solve each problem. Okay, so let's read. Johan bought face shields for 12x minus 60 pesos. If he buys x minus 5 pieces of it, how much is the cost of each? Okay, so bali ito yung total amount ng face shields. Tapos ito yung number of pieces na binili niya. So ang tinatanong kung magkano ang isa. So dito mukhang hindi na natin kailangan mag-assume kasi meron na tayong variables agad, no? So therefore, we just need to know the formula that the total amount, if we have the total amount, and then when we divide it to the number of pieces, divided by number of pieces, we will have, that is equal to the price per piece. Ito na yung presyo ng bawat isa. So yan, alam lang sana natin yung formula na yan. Siyempre, kung magkano lahat ng pagkakabili mo, dinivide mo kung ilang piraso, so yun na yung presyo ng bawat isa. Okay, so this is the total amount. So therefore, that is now 12x minus 60 pesos divided by x minus 5 pieces. Lagyan na rin natin ng unit or pieces. X minus 5 pieces. Okay? So, di-divide natin, but we cannot divide kasi nga, hindi pa natin alam. So, we need to factor this one. So, divisible by 12, bring out 12. So, matitira ay x minus 5. So, yun, parehas. So, we have x minus 5. May peso sign dito. May x minus 5 sa ilalim. So, we have pieces. Dapat may tuldok yan. Okay. So, makakancel na to. 12 pesos per piece. So, para tamang grammar na lang tayo. So, we have 12 pesos per piece. Okay? So, that's how to answer the first one. So, dapat marunong mag-factoring para makakancel yon. Okay po? Let's go to problem number 2. The area of a square field is 9x squared plus 30x plus 25 square meters. Letter A, what is the length of each side of the field in terms of x? And letter B, what is the length of each side if x equals 40? Oh, binigyan na tayo ng clue sa problem. Sabing ganon, square field. So therefore, baka ito ay perfect square trinomial. So check natin kung saan talaga ay perfect square trinomial. So square root of 9x squared is 3x. Square root of 25 is 5. Palaging may times 2 yan. Okay, tapos ito dapat ang lalabas. 2 times 3 is 6, times 5, so we have 30. Tapos x yung variable, so sakto nga siya. So therefore, it's a perfect square trinomial. Okay, area of a square tapos side. So remember, the area of a square is equal to s squared. Okay, since hinahanap natin yung side, pagbaliktadin natin ang pwesto. So s squared equals area of a square. Binigay na yata yung area ng square, no? So, yun. So, that is now s squared is equal to 9x squared plus 30x plus 25 square meters. Okay. Factor na lang natin to. Factor natin yung s squared. So, we have s squared or factor natin itong 9x squared plus 30x plus 25. Again, it's a perfect square trinomial. So, ang factors niya, 3x square root of 25 is 5. Copy the sign of this one. So, we have plus. So, yan yung factors niya, yung sarili niya rin. Okay, square meters. And then, so, ang tinatanong kasi ay s lang eh. Side lang dapat. Ito, s squared pa. So, just remove the square root or we can remove the square root or the square by getting the square root of each side. So, lahat naman sila may squared. So, tanggalin na lang natin yung squared. So, by getting the square root nga. So, therefore, our s now is equal to 3x plus 5 meters. So, yan yung ating answer for letter A. Okay? What about letter B? What is the length of each side if x equals 40? Okay, so tinatanong naman yung length ng each side kung value daw ng x ay 40. Since na-compute na natin yung length, yung polynomial para doon sa side kanina, so we have now 3x plus 5 meters. Papalitan lang natin yung x ng 40. So we have now 3 times 40 plus 5. And the unit is meters. So that is 3 times 40, that's 120 plus 5 meters. 120 plus 5, so that is equal to 125 meters. 125 meters yung side ng isang square field. Kung x ay 40. Okay? So this is our answer. Okay po? Number 3. If the volume of an open box is 8a cubed minus 27 cubic inches and its height is 2a minus 3 inches, what is the area of the base? Okay, so let's assume that this is the open box. According to the problem, that volume of this one, it has a volume of 8a cubed minus 27 cubic inches. And its height is 2a minus 3 inches. So, yung height nito, so, bali yung kanyang height ay 2a minus 3 inches. Okay, and we are asked to find the area of the base. So, ito po yung base. Itong ilalim na to. O kaya pwede rin yung ibabaw. Kaya lang since it is open daw, so i-consider lang natin yung ilalim. Okay, so imagine a shoebox tapos yung ilalim niya. So ito yung tinatanong, ano yung area neto? Okay. So since meron na tayong volume, tapos meron na tayong isang height, so according to the problem or according to the formula, the volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. Okay? And we already have the height. Tapos meron na rin tayong volume. So therefore, yung length times width, that will be the area of the base. So pwede rin siya mo-consider as the volume is equal to area of the base, which is the length times width times the height. Okay? So since meron na tayo, so dapat malaman na lang natin to. So remember, so the volume is 8a cube minus 27 cubic inches. That is equal to area of the base times the height. The height is 2a minus 3 inches. Okay, so ang mangyayari, di-divide na lang natin dito. Or if we come to think of it, so bali ito kasi ay cube, tapos ito na yung kanyang binomial factor, so nawawala na lang bali ang kanyang trinomial factor. So tama ba? Ito ay under ng SDTC. So tapos yung kanyang binomial factor, let's get the cube root, so that is 2a. So ayun. Let's get the cube root, that's negative 3. So yun. So nawawala lang pala yung trinomial factor. So therefore, we can say that the other factor of this one will be the area of the base. So the area of the base is equal to, how do we get the other factor? Square the first term, so we have 4a squared. Square the last term, so we have 9. Multiply silang dalawa, that's negative 6a, pero opposite ng sign, so we have positive 6a. Since it is an area, so therefore, ang unit natin ay square inches. So this is our answer. Okay? So factoring lang din ang kailangan, di ba? Number 4. The product of two consecutive integers is 132. What is their total? Okay, so this time we need to assume kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung dalawang consecutive integers na yun. Ang ibig ko sabihin po sa Tagalog ng consecutive ay magkasunod. Okay, so yung product daw nila ng dalawang magkasunod na number, 132. So, pero ang tinatanong, yung total nila. Okay, for in this case, yung mga ganyang consecutive, kailangan nating mag-assume yan. So, we will let. So, gagamitin natin yung let. Okay, let. For example, n ang gagamitin natin. Let n. Dahil wala namang pangalan yung dalawang consecutive integers natin, so pangalanan na lang natin yung unang integer as, so English ng una ay first. So first integer. Let n be the first integer. Paano natin i-represent yung second integer? So paano? So we have n plus 1 kasi nga sila ay magkasunod. Halimbawa, ito ay 7. So n plus 1, so 8 na to bale. Okay? Kaya lang hindi pa natin alam. Isosolve pa natin yung value niya. Kaya may plus 1. Again, kapag may consecutive, yung una ay variable, yung pangalawa plus 1 lang lagi. Okay? Number 2. That's the second integer. Second integer. Okay, so since meron na tayo, sabing ganon dito, himay-himayin natin dito. Ito lang ang palatandaan ko palagi kapag gumagawa ng equation. Okay, for the equation, babalikan mo yung sentence. Nang halos palagi na yung linking verbs na is, are, was, were, will be, no? Is, are, was, were, will be is the equal sign. Okay, this is, kung is na to, nagre-represent siya sa equal sign. O kaya pwede ring are, pwede ring was, were, o kaya will be. Okay, tatandaan nyo yan ha. The linking verbs is, are, was, were, will be is the equal sign. Or will be the equal sign. Anong pagkatapos ng is? 132. So, ito na yung ating yan. So, para ma-represent natin. So, kasi, ang katumbas ng sentence, sa English, ang tawag sa kanya ay sentence. Pero, kapag equation na sa math, or kapag sa math na, equation na ang tawag sa kanya. Okay? Is, equal sign, 132, nasa right side. Okay? Product of two consecutive integers. Pag sinabing product, multiply. So, minumultiply natin yung dalawang magkasunod na integers. So, ito yung dalawang nirepresent natin kanina. We will use this representation So, ang tinatanong ay product, kaya yung product nila, n times n plus 1. Kaya yan yung ating working equation. Okay? So, naintindihan po ba yan? So, ganun ang paggawa palagi na equation. Hanapin nyo muna yung linking verb, tapos yung right side, and then yung left side, or left side, and then right side. So, kapag may equation ka na, you can now work. Pwede na natin tong i-distribute. So, we have n squared plus n equals 132. Okay, so anong gagawin natin? So, kailangan mailagay natin dito sa kabila ito, no? So, pwedeng transposition, pwede rin namang property of equality. So, ang gawin natin, magma-minus tayo. So, we'll have n squared plus n. Minus tayo ng 132 on both sides. So, ang gagawin po natin, magma-minus tayo ng 132 rito, magma-minus tayo ng 132 rito. No? Pwede ring transposition, kaya lang kasi in mathematics, hindi talaga kino-considered yung transposition. Property of equality talaga dapat ang ginagamit. Okay, bakit 132 ang ibabawas? Para ito ay maging 0. No? So, pag binawasan natin ng 132, magkakaroon tayo dito sa left side ng 132. Pag binawasan natin ito ng 132, so magiging yung nasa right side na natin ay 0. So, this is now a quadratic trinomial. So, iisip tayo ng factors ni negative 132. Pag inad natin yun, ang lalabas ay positive 1. Positive 1 to, diba? Okay, so we have now, so yan, this is a quadratic trinomial. So, n sa harap, n din dito. Kasi 2 divided by 2 is 1. So, kaya n to the first. Okay, so ano kaya yung mga yon? So, we have, okay, so that is, kung ifa-factor natin si negative 132, we will have positive 12 times negative 11. Okay? When we multiply, this is 132. When we add, this is positive 1. So, therefore, that is now n plus 12 and n minus 11. Okay, so yan na. So, ang gagawin na lang natin, since naka-multiply sila, tapos naka-equate sila sa 0, so, ang gagawin natin, both of them ay i-equate na lang natin sa 0. Takpan muna natin to, tapos n plus 12 equals 0. Tapos dito naman, n minus 11 equals 0. So, gagawin natin siya ng tig-isa. So, n plus 12 equals 0. So, therefore, we have n equals negative 12. So, magma-minus naman tayo ng 12 on both sides. Or you may use the transposition nga na lilipat do sa kabila at magpapalit ng sign. So, pwede rin naman yun. Kaya lang, hindi siya kino-consider talaga in mathematics. Pero tama pa rin siya. So, n minus 11 equals 0. So, we have here n equals positive 11. Okay, so dalawa yung ating possible answers. So, n plus 11, n negative 12, and then positive 11. Okay, so therefore, so paano ngayon natin to sasagutan? So, sabing ganon, if we will consider, if n equals 12, if we will have n equals negative 12, rather, therefore, n plus 1 equals negative 12 plus 1. Remember, ang sabi ganon, yung isa ay n plus 1. So, therefore, yung isa ay negative 11. So, ano magiging total nila? So, ang total nila, so then, ang total nila ay negative 12 plus negative 11. So, bali magiging minus 11 na lang. So, we have negative 23 as our first answer. Kung n ang gagamitin natin ay negative 12. But if we will use the value of n as 11, if n equals 11, so we have n plus 1 will be, anong n plus 1 natin? That's 11 plus 1. So, 11 plus 1 is 12. So, yung isa ay 11, yung isa ay 12. So, then, ang total niya ay, then, the total will be 11 plus 12. 11 plus 12 is 23. So, therefore, ang ating answers pala, it's either positive, or dalawa yung ating answers, no? Negative 23 and positive 23. Kasi dalawa ang may considered nating answer. No? Dalawa ang i-consider nating answer kasi nga, integer naman sila parehas. Okay? So, dalawa po ang possible answers para dyan. Let's have number 5, which is almost the same as number 4. The product of two consecutive odd integers is 285. What is the smaller integer? Okay, remember kanina, walang nakasulat na add, consecutive integers lang. So, nung nag-assume tayo, n yung first integer, n plus 1 yung second integer. By the way, pwede ring pa ganito. Pwede ring, yung first integer ay n, pabalik ang gusto mo. Halimbawa, n minus 1 naman yung second integer. So, pwede yon. Okay, so but this time, so paano pag-assume pag may nakasulat na add or even? Pag may nabasa kang add or even dito, so iba na yung pag-assume natin. May iba lang ng konti. So, let's say x naman. So, let x be the first odd integer. For the next integer, so we will have, since it is, for example, pag titignan natin, let's say yung kanina, let's say, ito na lang, 15, then the other one is 16, no? Plus 1. So, this time, since odd or even tayo, kung add yan, yung isa 15, yung isang kasunod 17. Kung even naman, kung halimbawa 16, yung kasunod 18. So, nagkakaroon palagi dito ng plus 2. So, pag nabasa yung odd integers, so therefore, ang idadagdag natin, or nabasa yung even integers dyan, palagi tayong plus 2 dapat. Okay? Again, kapag walang nakasulat consecutive integers, n plus 1 o kaya plus 1 or minus 1. Pero pag may nakasulat na odd or even integers, plus 2 na o kaya pwede ring minus 2. Okay? So, ganun po yung pag-assume nun. Okay, so therefore, we can assume that x plus 2 now will be the second odd integer. Second odd integer. Okay, so now let's assume, or let's have the equation. Since nakapag-assume na tayo, so pwede na tayong gumawa ng working equation. For our working equation, ayun, yung equal sign. So, yung is. So, that is 285. And then, on the left side, the product, so multiply ulit, of two consecutive odd integers. So, ito yung consecutive odd integers na inassume natin. So, ang product nila, so paano isusulat yan? So, the product of two consecutive odd integers. So, ganyan po ang pag-create ng kanyang equation pagkatapos mong mag-assume. Okay? So, yan. Pag-wait na lang natin yung value ng x. So, therefore, we'll distribute x. So, we have now x squared plus 2x equals 285. Let's remove 285 here by subtracting 285 on both sides. So, minus 285 tayo. So, minus 285, kaya makakancel. Dito, minus 285. So, therefore, our equation will become x squared plus 2x minus 285 equals 0. So, yan. Factors of 285 or negative 285. Kapag inad natin, ang lalabas ay positive 2. So, that is factoring. So, general trinomial to or quadratic trinomial. So, ano ba yon? So, ang target natin ay positive 2, pero ang gagamitin natin, ang ifa-factor natin ay negative 285. And that will be negative 17 and positive 15 or vice versa. Kahit sino sa kanilang dalawa yung, mali. Ito pala ay positive 17 at ito ay negative 15. So, yan. Para magkaroon tayo ng positive 2 kasi positive 2 yung ating target. So, therefore, that will be x plus 17 times x minus 15. So, equals 0. Okay. So, again, applying zero property. No? So, applying zero property, yung kaninang ginawa natin, so, we will have x. Dito lang tayo mag-solve sa kabila. So, that is equal to x plus 17 equals 0, while the other one is x minus 15 equals 0. So, yung bawat isang factor dito ay nilagyan ng equals 0. That is called zero property. Okay? So, kung gusto mo, mentally na lang ang transposition, lipat mo magiging negative 17. And this will become positive 15. So, dalawa na naman yung ating answers. Okay? Dalawa yung ating answers. So, if ito yung gagamitin nating x, so, if x equals negative 17, ito ay bali yung first odd integer natin. So, bali ang magiging x plus 2 natin, ang x plus 2 ay negative 17 plus 2. So, we will have negative 15. Okay? If x equals x equals 15, then our x plus 2 will be 17. So, ang tinatanong ay yung smaller integers. So, ano ba ang smaller integer dyan? Ang smaller integer dito ay itong 17. So, sagot na pala yan kanina. At ang smaller integer ay ito, 15. So, we don't need the x plus 2 tsaka ano. So, in this case, hindi na pala kailangan nating solvein to, no? So, pinakita lang natin yung second integer. Pero ito yung smaller integer, ito yung smaller integer para dun sa isa. Okay? Wow, computerized! Okay, so to understand more what we have learned a while ago, so let's have our try this. Yung try this natin ngayon ay naka-pattern lang yun dun sa mga examples na natin kanina. So, pwede nyong i-recall para at least alam nyo yung mga steps na gagawin nyo. Okay, good luck!
A few moments later.
So yun, kung tapos na, you may now check your answers. Here are our correct answers for our try this. I hope you got a perfect score, pero kung hindi man po, paki-review yung answers kung paano ko ba yan nakuha yung mga correct answers na nandyan. Okay, para sa mga hindi pa natin subscribers, please subscribe, like this video kung meron naman kayong natutunan, and also hit the notification bell. Okay, so I hope to see you again in our next videos. What's up, guys?